This is Amancio Ortega, the enigmatic genius behind Zara, the man who revolutionized how we shop and possibly the most successful entrepreneur you've never heard of. From the son of a railway worker to a fashion mogul worth more than entire countries, how did someone with almost no education build a retail empire that made him, at one point, the world's richest person? And why does he go to such extraordinary lengths to stay out of the spotlight? To understand the magnitude of Ortega's achievement, we need to go back to where it all began, and it couldn't be further from the glamorous world of high fashion. The year is 1936. Spain is plunged into civil war, and in the tiny village of Bustongo de Arbas, Amancio Ortega is born to a railroad worker father and a housemaid mother. His childhood is defined by the kind of poverty that shapes you forever, the type that creates either desperation or determination. For Ortega, it was the latter. By age 14, formal education becomes a luxury he can't afford. While future fashion competitors would study at elite design schools, Ortega's classroom becomes the shop floor of Gala, a local shirt maker in A Coruña, where he finds work as an assistant. Here, he absorbs everything: how garments are constructed, what makes customers reach for their wallets, and the inefficiencies in traditional fashion production. By 1963, at age 27, Ortega took his first entrepreneurial leap, founding Confecciones Goa to sell quilted bathrobes. His sister and future wife Rosalia Mera often sewed by hand to fulfill orders. Even in this modest beginning, the blueprint of his future empire emerges. Ortega's radical insight. By controlling everything from design to retail, he could deliver fashion faster and cheaper than anyone thought possible. By 1975, Ortega was ready for something bigger. With modest savings, Ortega and Rosalia open a small clothing store in downtown A Coruña. The name they wanted? Zorba, after Zorba the Greek, but a nearby bar already had that name. With molds for the letters ZORBA already created for their sign, Ortega rearranges them into Zara, inadvertently creating one of retail's most recognizable names. The insight that would make him billions? Fashion doesn't have to move slowly. Rather than dictating trends top-down, Zara managers reported directly about what customers were actually requesting. Designers would quickly create those items, and because Ortega kept manufacturing close to home, new designs could hit store shelves in as little as 2 weeks, demolishing the industry standard of 6 months. This created a new shopping psychology. See something you like at Zara, better buy it immediately. It might be gone tomorrow. And that constantly rotating inventory turned occasional shoppers into weekly visitors. By the 1980s, Zara stores were multiplying across Spain. Then, in 1988, Ortega made his first international move into Portugal, followed by France in 1990 and New York in 1991. In 1985, Ortega created Inditex as a holding company. While most entrepreneurs would focus on growing one successful brand, Ortega saw opportunity in diversity. One by one, Ortega built or acquired brands capturing every demographic slice of the fashion market. Pull & Bear launches in 1991, capturing the young casual market. Massimo Dutti joins the same year, attracting professionals. Bershka debuts in 1998 to dominate teenage fashion. Stradivarius, Oysho, Zara Home, and Uterque complete the portfolio. Each brand appears distinct to consumers, but behind the scenes, they all leverage the same revolutionary supply chain and business model. The fashion world finally realizes the magnitude of what Ortega has built in 2001 when Inditex goes public. The IPO transforms the once poor shop assistant into one of Spain's richest citizens overnight. The culmination? In 2015, this son of a railway worker briefly overtakes Bill Gates as the world's richest person when his fortune hits $80 billion. Yet, even at this pinnacle of wealth, most Zara shoppers still have no idea who he is. What exactly are the core drivers behind Zara's disruptive model? Let's decode the 5 pillars of Ortega's genius. First, extreme vertical integration. While traditional retailers outsourced everything, Inditex controls virtually every step: design, production, distribution, and sales. When H&M needed 6 months to get a design to stores, Zara could do it in 2 weeks. Second, limited production runs, deliberately creating scarcity. Each design is produced in small batches, meaning popular items sell out quickly. This eliminates the need for major sales events and creates a buy now or miss out mentality. Third, customer-driven design. Flipping the fashion pyramid upside down. Instead of designers dictating trends, store managers provide daily feedback on what customers are actually requesting. Fourth, prime real estate. Positioning Zara stores in the world's most prestigious shopping districts, often directly beside luxury brands charging 10 times more. Fifth, the advertising paradox. While competitors spend 3 to 4% of revenue on marketing, Inditex invests less than 0.3%. The stores themselves are the advertising. Through his investment company Pontegadea, Ortega deployed a real estate strategy as methodical as his approach to retail. The Ortega Real Estate Playbook. Focus exclusively on trophy properties in ultra-prime locations, often on the very streets where Zara stores operate. The portfolio reads like a global monopoly board of elite properties. The Epic Residences and Hotel in Miami, $500+ million. Madrid's iconic Torre Picasso skyscraper, $536 million. Office buildings housing Amazon's Seattle headquarters. Prime spaces across London, Paris, and Berlin. By 2020, this shadow empire had reached a staggering $17.2 billion valuation, making it one of the world's largest private real estate portfolios. With a fortune of over $124 billion in 2025, enough to make him one of the 15 richest humans on the planet, you'd expect private jets, mega yachts, and a constant media presence. Instead, we find perhaps the most paradoxical ultra-billionaire alive. Throughout his entire career, spanning almost 6 decades, he has granted only 3 interviews. Until 1999, when he was already a multi-billionaire, no photograph of him had ever been published. Even more striking is his daily life, which systematically rejects every billionaire cliché. He lives in an ordinary apartment in A Coruña, eats lunch in the Inditex company cafeteria alongside employees, wears a simple uniform of blue blazer, white shirt and gray trousers, visits the same local coffee shop almost every day. This pathological aversion to the spotlight reveals something deeper about Ortega's character. His focus has always been on the product, not the personality, on building something of lasting value rather than cultivating personal fame. Even his philanthropy mirrors his business approach: substantial impact with minimal publicity, including a €300 million gift for advanced cancer treatment technology in Spanish hospitals. The arc of Amancio Ortega's life reads like fiction. A railway worker's son with minimal education who transforms global retail, builds a $124 billion fortune, briefly becomes the richest person alive, all while remaining virtually unknown to the public. Ortega's greatest innovation may not be fast fashion, but showing that in a noisy world, quiet excellence can be the most disruptive force of all. He built an empire on the conviction that his products, not his personality, should occupy the spotlight. That business fundamentals matter more than business celebrities. That actions speak infinitely louder than words or tweets. The next time you walk into a Zara store, take a moment to appreciate that you're experiencing the vision of a man who proved you don't need to be loud to be heard. And sometimes, the most revolutionary act is simply focusing on doing one thing exceptionally well. So what do you think? Is Ortega's extreme privacy a relic of another era? Or does it offer a blueprint for success that more of today's entrepreneurs should follow? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're fascinated by these hidden stories of business innovation, hit subscribe and the notification bell. We're just getting started.